Hi everyone, welcome to week 2 of BU110 Introduction to Business Education. Let's start off this Monday video with just reviewing the assignments for week 2. We want you to read part 2 and change anything, and also make sure you're reading all the resources that are placed in Moodle. In addition, in a writer's reference, you want to read sections G and MLA. This week there's a weekly forum. Again, the initial response is due Thursday at midnight with two peer responses due Sunday at midnight. This week, you're going to start a series of library tutorials, and so Unit 1 will be due. At the end, you are going to take a short quiz, and what I want you to do is take a picture or take a screenshot of your final grade or that you passed the exam and upload that to Moodle. If you need assistance with taking a screenshot, I did put some directions in Moodle for you to take a look at. They're very short tutorials, but they're very informative. And so again, Unit 1 will be due, and I want a screenshot of your completed quiz that you passed. It's submitted in Moodle. There's a writing skill activity number 2 due Sunday at midnight. This week, your second AHA reflection is due Sunday by midnight. Again, no more than 2 pages, and MLA formatted is not required for the AHA reflection. Something new this week, which I think you will find really fun, is the Myers-Briggs indicator reflection. Myers-Briggs is a personality test, so you must go to the link, complete the questions in order to find out what Myers-Briggs says is your personality, and then I would like you to write a 2-page summary on your findings. There's some questions in Moodle that I want to make sure that you answer, so make sure you take a look at that, and that will be due Sunday at midnight as well. This week, just some friendly reminders that I will be updating grades through each week and posting them in Moodle, so you want to make sure that you look at the grade section in Moodle to see where you stand. At the end of week 1, there was a total of 100 points, and so you want to figure out what your points were, divide it by 100. That will give you the percent, and so you'll know where you're standing in the class. In addition, don't forget that in week 1 and then also moving forward, I will be adding comments into each assignment that you send me, and so I will send that back to you, and you want to make sure you go back into the assignment submission section, open up the document so you could see those comments. You might find that the pace is going to start to get a little bit more, it'll be a little bit more quicker, and there'll be kind of more content and more depth in the weeks to come, so just be prepared for that. And this week we are going to be focusing heavily on the academic writing, which is MLA, or Modern Language Association. And this is very important because you will need to format all your papers using this academic writing style moving forward. So there's lots of materials to review in Moodle, as well as some additional resources in a writer's reference. And finally, good work with your forms for week 1. In week 2, I want you to continue to dig a little bit deeper and remember to be citing your work as you move forward. So we'll practice that MLA academic writing style. So MLA formatting, again, you have lots of information in Moodle, but just quick reminders, there's 1-inch margins all the way around. I recommend using Times New Roman, but just making sure that your font is till 12 size font. Everything is double spaced. There should be a title on your first page, and that title will be centered and sentence case. So just the first letter of each word will be uppercase. Moving forward, as you write a new paragraph, you want to indent the first word of each paragraph. You don't have to add any extra lines between the paragraphs, but there are headers that you want to make sure you have on each page. So this screen just shows you what the header should look like. On the first page, you do need to include your name, instructor name, the course, and the date. On every page, including the first page and the works cited page, you need to have your last name and then the corresponding page number. If you need some assistance with actually formatting this in Microsoft Word, there are some videos in Moodle, or I could certainly point you in the right direction as well. Okay, some other things to consider about MLA formatting, that it is really important that if you are using information from another source, whether it's the textbook, whether it's something from the website, then you need to make sure that you cite your source. And the reason we do that for a number of reasons, which we'll be talking about, and how you cite your source is that you add the author's name and page number at the end of the sentence in parentheses. So the second bullet here kind of demonstrates that the period goes at the end of the citation. So if the author's name was Dweck, then you would do parentheses Dweck and the page number which you got that information from, page 8, and parentheses, period. Okay, so that is how you do an in-text citation when you use information from another source. If you are directly quoting the source, then you need to have quotation marks around the information that you took from another source, so we know exactly that those were not your words. There is a little something that if you mention the author's name in a sentence as what we call a signal phrase, then you do not need to put the author's name in parentheses. So if you say, instructor Jamie Crispin says to fit school into my everyday life, then you would do parentheses, just the page number you got it from, and parentheses. You wouldn't need to also put the author's name or do Crispin again in that parentheses. If you're using quotes over 4 lines, which I don't recommend using, especially in short papers like 2 or 3 page papers, this is known as block quoting, and it should be used sparingly. And there is a specific format if you want to directly quote something longer than 4 lines. So just know that there are additional kind of formatting information that you need to review before doing that. Okay, Works Cited is a page where you list all the resources or all the sources that you use to write a specific paper. With the Works Cited, there are special formatting, and so you want to make sure that the title is centered, again, in sentence case. All of your sources, or what we call entries, will be listed in alphabetical order by author's name. And if you only have one source, then the page is entitled Work Cited. So if you have multiple sources, then the page is titled Works Cited. All entries are double spaced again, and the second line and all subsequent lines, or the second, third, fourth line of any entries, are indented. So it's a little bit different than how you do it in the body of a paper. And then again, it's really important that you use a writer's reference so that you can understand how to format an entry correctly. So that's just kind of a quick understanding of the MLA formatting that you'll want to be using. Some additional resources we already talked about. You want to see your writer's reference. A great website is Al Purdue, or our online writing lab Purdue website. It is very helpful. You can certainly ask me, and then I would also recommend using the bibme.org. It is a works cited citation generator. It will also do in-text citations. So if you put the information in, then it will spit back what it should look like in MLA formatting. So that's all the information that I wanted to cover for this week. Just remember that I'm just a phone call or just an email away. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Best of luck this week, and then we'll see you next Monday for another Monday video. Thank you.